All right, listen up. Here I am again. Remember yesterday when I was sitting here with my morning brew, having a right old moan about how nobody's got any time, how we're all rushing around like headless chickens, the days are too short, and all this modern nonsense just pushes us harder instead of helping. And right at the end, I told you I actually wanted to talk about something completely different, but I ran out of time. Well, today I'm gonna tell you what that was all about, because honestly, mate, life has a funny way of taking the mickey out of you when you least expect it. I'm 48, and for as long as I can remember, I've been on the go non-stop. Family, kids, mortgage hanging over your head, bills, the constant chase to pay the rent, and just normal everyday life. For over 20 years, I earned my living behind the wheel. Hundreds of thousands of miles, up at the crack of dawn, crawling back late at night, grabbing dodgy food at service stations, and living with cortisol levels through the roof. Engine revving at 20,000 revs, and my brain running at the exact same speed. And to be completely honest with you, for a long time I kept thinking to myself, you've got to slow down, mate. You won't survive until retirement at this rate. Not that I wanted to chuck the job in completely and just lie on the sofa scratching my belly. Course not. I just wanted to work a bit less, work smarter, and finally have time for things I actually care about. Sitting at the computer creating stuff, learning all this new AI tech, writing and tinkering with my own ideas. But what's the biggest catch for any working bloke? You never pull the bloody handbrake yourself. There's always an excuse. Just let me finish this month. Just one more job. Let me put a bit more cash away, and then I'll take a breather. You plan it, you promise yourself. You push it back forever, until life looks down at you, shakes its head, and goes, "Right, sunshine. Since you won't listen nicely, let me show you how you're gonna take a break." And it all started quietly. No alarms, no drama, nothing like that. Just a weird throbbing sound in my ears. You're sitting in the cab, holding the wheel, and there's this buzzing inside your head, like someone wired a little transformer behind your skull. Then this strange feeling, just off balance. A bit of dizziness stepping down from the van, eyes losing focus for a split second, like the whole world tilted. Being a stubborn bloke, you think, nah, just worn out. Need some vitamins, had too much coffee this morning. I'll sleep it off at the weekend and it'll sort itself out. But when you've driven for a living for over 20 years, survival instincts kick in. When your head is spinning and your ears are ringing, you're a danger on the road. To yourself and to every poor sod driving past you. You can't mess about with that. So around middle of June, I do the sensible thing and head down to the GP surgery. I walk into the doctor's room like a driver pulling in for a quick pit stop. Sit down on that squeaky plastic chair and explain it plain and simple. Doc, my ears are thumping, my head's spinning, have a quick look, flush my ears out, give me some drops and let me get back on the road because the job's waiting. The GP looks at the screen, looks at me, checks whatever he needs to check, takes a massive sigh and says with a completely straight face, "Stop, you're going nowhere, you're staying at home, strictly no driving. I'm signing you off on a fit note for a month, and we're running a full set of tests." Mate, I was absolutely floored. A bloke who couldn't sit still for 5 minutes in 20 years suddenly handed an official paper telling him to park his backside at home, going from full throttle on the motorway to engine off, keys on the shelf, and sitting in neutral within 4 walls. And in that 1 second, it hit me. I was handed the exact thing I'd been crying out for all those years. I was given time, only not the way I'd pictured it in my head. Not relaxing on a beach with a cold drink, but stuck in the house, banned from touching the car keys, not knowing what's actually wrong inside my head, and facing a massive bureaucratic medical machine I'd only ever heard horror stories about. Because back then, sitting in that clinic, I had no bloody clue that instead of a simple test, prescription, and goodbye, I was stepping straight into an absolute circus of madness. A world where they offer you talking therapy for pure physical exhaustion, where 10 automated systems spam you about picking up pills, but send paper letters by carrier pigeon for critical brain scans. I'll tell you all the ridiculous details about the doctors, the lost letters, and the system in the next videos, because that whole saga is pure comedy. But for today, the main takeaway is this. Life forced me to hit the brakes, and instead of moaning about it, I took that time and did what I'd always wanted to do. I sat down at the computer and I started creating. Right, I'm off. Smash the thumbs up, drop a comment below, letting me know if life has ever forced you to slam the brakes on, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.